Today I'm going to start an annual service on this client that is on municipal water, but in a small town, so the water is rather hard. So I have a water softener in place to deal with the hardness, and I also have a dechlorinator because the water comes out without this kind of smelling like a swimming pool. So that's why we have these in place. So what I'm going to do here though is I'm going to be making a little bit of a change. I have an ultraviolet light here that they technically don't need. I added just because it gets the distinction as a water purification system when it's attached to reverse osmosis, and it acts just as a little bit, just as an extra measure of making sure the water is absolutely perfect. This system has a ballast that is actually not really used anymore, and you can see the green light there that shows a power indicator, but this thing has been failing where you have to unplug it to reset it, and it was like once a year and then twice a year, and now it's every day, so it needs to be replaced. And when I looked up the replacement for the ballast that they have now, which is a little bit more robust thing with the counter on it, it's almost like $400, and it's a lot of money for a ballast. So since I don't like to spend clients' money, I've come up with a better plan, a better solution, I believe, and that is that we're going to change this UV system, at least internally and electronically. So we're going to change the bulb to what is called an OPP bulb. It's a little bit weaker. It's not as strong as robust as the bulb is as what's in here, and which I'm not bothered by it because they are on city water. If they were on well water, I would have a different opinion and I would stay with the same system and we'll go with the expensive ballast and the expensive bulb, but they're not. And so to keep sort of with the program here and having the ultraviolet light, we're going to use this less inexpensive bulb, which will be good enough, and then we're going to also use a ballast that goes with the bulb, which is like a third of the price than the ballast with this. So it will perform the same way, although maybe not as as robustly, I guess, but it will still do the job. It'll be good enough for the system, but the client won't be burdened with a very expensive ballast, and they will also benefit from having an ultraviolet bulb that will need to be replaced obviously every year, but it'll be much cheaper than the one that's in here. So it'll be sort of a win-win, I think, for all of us. I'll still be able to resolve the problem without burdening with money, and the system will perform perfectly as soon as I'm done here with the service, which will involve the usual cleaning, sterilizing, component change, and filter change. So there you go, making customers happy.